Welcome to Flatbroke Garage. I'm Bill, and this is my broken 1995 Jeep Cherokee XJ. It's really never let me down. I've owned this thing for about 6 years now, and you know, I do minimal maintenance, and I really do beat on it because I live in the mountains. But I went to go visit a buddy of mine today, put the key in the ignition, turn it. That has power, goes on, but as soon as you hit the start, is nothing. So I have a problem. I either have a starter issue, a relay issue, or an ignition switch. It could be something as simple as a ground. These Chryslers are known for bad ground problem. And I did just put a winch on this about a month ago, so I was kind of fiddling with the wires, but I do know I cleaned the battery terminals. So that kind of eliminates a few things. So I'm going to get my voltmeter out, check that, see if the battery's even any good. I could probably load test it. I don't have a load tester, but I know it does have power. So let's start doing the process of elimination. I don't have to drive Mrs. Flatbroke Garage's Dodge truck. It'd be nice. All right, well, go do something I don't want to do. So we're in my shop. Gonna get some basic hand tools, my multimeter, and get out there and see if we can figure out what's wrong with this thing. Now, for those of you who just tuned in my channel for the Jeep thing, kind of what I mess with it a little bit, but this is mostly what I do. I mess with old muscle cars, rescue cars, stuff like that, get them running. This is my 1971 Torino GT. I've been kind of trying to restore now for going on 4 years. It's way out of my comfort zone. I'm not a body man by any means, but I have taken my time, done the body work, and I'm middle of putting it back together. So if you're kind of into this stuff, maybe subscribe to the channel or just give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. But I do a lot of other weird stuff like that. Like I said, the Jeep stuff here and there, but mostly old cars. So I Googled why my XJ won't start. And there's two basic causes. First cause, and most common, is neutral safety switch. Now these things are notoriously known for having bad neutral safety switches, especially if you do a lot of wheeling. They're mounted right on the side of the transmission. You get water up in them, dirt and stuff, and there's a series of contacts as you move your shifter. The contacts connect, you know, to the switch, tells it to start or not. That's number one cause. Number two cause, other than bad grounds, which is another notoriously big Chrysler issue, is the ignition switch. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I got some insider info. I'm pretty sure mine's my ignition switch. Basically, it's 30 years old, and you can start my Jeep without a key. You just turn the little thing, and it fires right up. Also, when you turn it too, it kind of binds up and crunches. So I kind of think it's the ignition switch. It hasn't been happy for a while, so I'm leaning that way. But I'm going to walk through the basic checks. Maybe it's something simple. Kind of doubt it. So here we are. Let's grab the tools, go out there, and see if we can figure out what really is wrong with it. Well, let me show you what's going on. You come in, turn the ignition on. Got power, heater, blower works. Go to crank it, nothing. So, all right, so I got your basic Harbor Freight $10 voltmeter. I just set it to 20 volts. And see what we got. There we go, 12.25 volts. So it's what it should have. I know the terminals look dirty, but this is some greasy stuff. But yeah, they were clean, so we do have the volts. Let's check a couple other things here. Check my battery, 12 volts. So after that, what you do is you come to your relay box here. And these are your relays. These work AC, starter, fuel pump kind of thing. And if you look over here, it kind of gives you a list of all the fuses and relays do. If you look over here, here is your starter relay. So basically, all I'm going to do is pull one relay from here and switch it with here. They're the same relays. So if the relay is faulty and I switch them, then it should start. So they're kind of a pain to get out. You know, thinking making a video, you bring some tools up, but yeah, so they just unplug. Perhaps a screwdriver would be kind of handy to have. Pry it up, see if I can get this one out. Come on, it's coming. All right, so pop this one in there. Put this one in here. And let's see if that solves it. All right, same problem. So, not a relay. Now, I'm sure there's other ways to test relays. I don't have any of that. Really don't know how. But I know it should start. So, another test you can do to test your neutral safety switch, now it's just a test and sometimes it works, is you can turn your ignition on. And you just take your shifter and you just run it through the gears. Do this a bunch of times. And what that does is you're just kind of polishing up those contacts in there. Now, if your Jeep starts when you do this, you know, it's good luck. It'll start, but it means you have a bad neutral safety switch. So, nope. So, yeah. But that's one way to test a neutral safety switch. You can also jiggle the handle side to side and crank. So you can put it down to neutral and try it. But like I said, that'll usually give you an indication that the switch is bad. It'll probably start or it'll act intermittent, but that's a good way to check your neutral safety switch. Well, now that we've eliminated the battery, the relays, and we know that we have power to it, we've tried the neutral safety switch, still don't know if that's it or not. We can try something else to eliminate the starter. Now, sometimes your solenoid can be bad or a starter just goes bad. So I just happen to have, and I recommend you have them if you're going to mess with stuff, one of these. I call them a master key. They're a starter button. Kind of handy to have. One of the Harbor Freight, 10 bucks, whatever. So what you do is you hook onto the main power down at the starter, and you hook onto your solenoid wire, and you click the button. And theoretically, if it just clicks, shows your solenoid's bad or starter's locked up, it shows you have a bad starter. So let's get under there and give it a try. All right, well, here we are under here the starter, and you have your power coming in, and this is your wire for your start, or to activate the solenoid. So if you hook up here to the power, this is your 12 volt power, and then you hook to your solenoid. If the solenoid is shot and you push the button, it'll just click. So I got a little starter button here, we'll push it. So our starter's good. Let's turn the key on and see if this thing will start. I'm going to get out from under it first. All right, so we'll crank the ignition on. Come over hitting our button, and so I could either drive around with this hooked on the car forever, or like I said, I'm guessing the ignition switch is bad. So I'm gonna run out to O'Reilly's, take this FlatBroke truck, and go get me a switch, and I hope that fixes it. I'm gonna head down, drive to Falcarino to O'Reilly's. She said no. I haven't driven it in about 2 weeks now. But, you know, when it's warmer out, I drive it all the time. I did just put a heater core in it, so I know the heat works, but let's go for a road trip. Falcarino style. Well, we're back from O'Reilly's. Ignition switch here. I was going to buy a neutral safety switch when I was there, and they didn't have one, and to order one, they told me the price was like $130. I was like, well, I'll roll the dice on the $30 ignition switch. So when I came home, I kind of punched it in and checked it out, and yeah, they are over $130, but I found one autoparts.com or something. Now, I'm not at all affiliated with them, but I am flat broke. So, you know, it goes with the theme, flat broke garage. I'm going to buy the cheaper parts. So, first thing you got to do is be sure my tilt wheel is down. I guess it doesn't lock down that far, but we got to unscrew the tilt levery thing. Then there's some T20 that hold the bottom on here. Yeah, I gotta go get a T20 driver. Yeah, well, had to get this. It's got to go in deep up in here. This is too long. Gotta grab a short one. Well, I got the screws out and this thing comes apart. Oh, shoot. I had to tilt the wheel up and I got to tilt the wheel back down. Where'd I put the tilt thing? Dang it. I lose everything. Alright, now that comes off. Oh, there's one more screw in the bottom here. That comes off. And let me show you what we got. Hey, Roy. What? Did you bring me your Frisbee? All right, hang on. Go get it, boy. Letting the dogs run today. It's nice out. Can't do this all day, buddy. Let me get the Jeep fixed. Looks like we got these 3 T20s. Hold this in. And the plug. Well, they're like the special T20s with the little pin in them. Ugh. All right, let me see if I got that thing now. Dang it. All right, well, now that I went and drove the 22 miles to go get the Torx bits with the holes in them, because I had a set, I don't know where they are, but definitely a note to have if you go to take the ignition switch off. These are Torx bits with the holes in them, or the little pins. So yeah, we're back in the Jeep. So let's get this switch out. Bye. All right. Like I said, just these 3 screws. And usually, like seat belts and, I don't know, I think airbags, they all have these Torx with the little pins in them. So the average mope either has to spend money on a different set of tools or different set of sockets, or he just goes somewhere else. I gotta look how this comes apart here. Some kind of bracket. I think this bracket holds the actual key in, or the ignition, whatever that's called. Actually, the tumbler part. So, all right, there's those one, and there's one down here. And now the switch should come off. We have to unplug the wire loom. No. There we go. All right, we unplug that. Well, there we have it. Switch is off. We got to take this tumbler out, and I think we got to take this last T20 out of here, and then the actual clock mechanism will come out. It's kind of loose on there. That's kind of weird. All right. So that's just a lock. There we go. All right, turn it on. Uh-huh. No. Turn it on and turn it off, and it came out. Oh, this ain't gonna go well. Oh, let's try this one. Get a new little plastic glow-in-the-dark ringy thing, which I guess I don't need. Kind of weird Rubik's deal that I'm going to do to get this off here now. There we go. So now this goes in here. So what you have to make sure you do to get the ignition cylinder in is to turn these levers so they match the ones that came out. That makes sense because these rotate. And then your ignition cylinder should just push right in like so. Then they give you their own special bracket, which I have no idea. There it is. This thing goes in here because God knows we can't use the regular Mopar stuff. And then they give you their own screw, and you have to line. Don't drop it. And this is the thing that this is like your lock nut that keeps the cylinder in. If I can get it, it's hard to do this with. I don't know why I'm just sitting in a Jeep doing this. I'll tell you, it's witchcraft. I don't know how they do this stuff. Let's see what we got here. There we go. So it's not a T20, it's a T19. That was nice of them to tell you that in the instructions, not. So we'll forego that, and with the T19 finger tight, we'll tighten it up. And that should make our, wow, there we go. Plug everything in and line it up, and hopefully it goes in. Ugh. Alright, well, plug this in. Oh, there's a, geez, buzzer, everything's going on now. Turn this off. Now my ignition's off, which is safer. Wow. Alright, now we're off. Plug this back in. Plug that in there. And then this plugs in here. Really set the airbag off in my face. And line all this up. Now I gotta turn the switch. Let's see. Wow. Copyright. I gotta go back to the T20 and turn this blower off. Get rid of the T19, go to the T20. And tighten it up. There's that one in. And this one holds this brackety thing in. And then the bottom one was a blue screw. I don't know why, but it was blue. So we'll put the blue one back on the bottom. All right. So they're in. They're tight-ish. I don't want to break nothing. I guess now. Yes! Fixed. Try it again. Boom! Well, that's done. Whew! Well, there we go. Just started raining. I swear it was sunny about an hour ago, but that's life in the Smoky Mountains here. So, yeah, if you think about it, it's only 7 screws and 2 plugs. You know, it's pretty easy to change, but the problem is diagnosing it. You know, it took more time to diagnose what was wrong with it than what was actually wrong with it. I got it in, I got it changed. I did order a neutral safety switch because that's probably coming up the river for me. The thing is 30 years old, and you know, you never know. I live in the middle of nowhere, and if I can get one for 30 bucks, I'll just put it in my parts storage here and I'll have one on hand. If I do that, it'll never go out, I'm guaranteed. So if you guys like this, give me a thumbs up, or if you want to follow along, subscribe. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram, FlatBroke Garage, and hopefully you come back. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.